Hello, friends in Nepal. It's great to be here today. Thank you so much for inviting me. My name is Patrick Williams. I am a full-time teacher in the United States of America, and today I want to talk to you about how to get an unshakable and unstoppable mindset. What will this allow you to do? An unshakable mindset will allow you to achieve and transform into the life that you've only been dreaming about. You'll be able to get rid of all anxieties and all fears, no matter where you are or where you are in life or what you're doing in life. And you'll be able to just live the life that you want. So in this presentation, I'm going to break down how to kind of accomplish this state of an unshakable mindset. We're going to start talking about finding purpose. What all you have to do to find purpose. How you can go from being an underdog to being the best in the world at anything. And last but not least, I want to talk about some of my dark days, how to overcome dark days with your unshakable mindset. So if you're cool with me, let's get started. So the first part, finding purpose. Okay, so the first thing you have to realize about becoming unshakable and having this unstoppable mindset is having an unstoppable mindset allows you to live life on your terms. That's it. Whenever you live life on your terms, you are absolutely free to do whatever it is you want to do. You can accomplish and transform however you want to. And another big important part of having an unshakable mindset is realizing this simple fact. And the simple fact is this: your decisions, not the conditions, affect the quality of your life. So let me say that again. The decisions you make every single day affect your quality of life. The conditions of the world have nothing to do. So whenever you hear about this, current time of coronavirus and COVID-19 affecting our world today, don't let that condition affect you from living an extraordinary life. A lot of people come to me and say, I have trouble finding love, or I have trouble meeting people, I have trouble finding love. Well, what they're kind of saying to me is they're letting this condition of life that they can't control affect how they are. Your decisions, not your conditions, affect your quality of life. So the next part is kind of like, let's talk about this idea of purpose, okay? And before we actually get to purpose, I want to let you know real quick that along with your decisions affecting quality of life, wherever your focus goes, all your energy goes to that. So if I focus on achieving something, then all my energy goes to that. The more you can focus and dial in exactly what you want out of your life, and then take massive action towards that goal or that accomplishment or that transformation, you will get there, I promise you. It's happened to me before, and I will share that in a little bit. Let's talk about purpose real quick. So the funny thing with purpose is this. Before we talk about purpose deeply, I want to start talking to you guys about the why, your why, okay? So what the why is a vision that you have for yourself, a vision of how not only you see yourself in the future, but also how you see the world in the future, if that makes sense. And the reason why they call it a vision is because you can see it. Realize I was using the word see there. When you have a vision of how you want your life to look like, and you also have a vision of how you want the world to look like, you can literally see what the world's going to look like. That's why it's called a vision, because you can see it. So whenever you establish an incredible vision of your life, of what you want your life to look like in the future, and whenever you tie both meaning and emotion to it, it becomes such a strong anchor for you that whenever you're on the journey to accomplishing that vision, or to achieve that vision or transform into that vision, whatever obstacles get in your way will no longer be relevant, because your vision is so strong for yourself. That's why you always hear when people say, oh, like, I want to accomplish this goal, I want to do this, I want to lose weight or build muscle, I want to do all these things. Well, and then you find out that they stopped, or they didn't continue on, something got in the way and they just stopped. Well, that's because there wasn't enough emotion tied to that vision. They didn't have enough meaning for that vision. And here's the thing. Whenever you have a strong vision of how you want to see the world in the future, whenever you have a strong vision of how you want to see yourself in the future, and you tie meaning and emotion to it, have very deep emotion, by the way. Like, dig deep in yourself. Why do you want to see the world this way, then the purpose becomes the journey. You now have a purposeful reason or a purposeful journey to accomplish or transform whatever you want to do. So the difference between a mission and a vision, because we hear those words all the time, my mission is this, my vision is this. Well, a mission is kind of similar to a goal. You know what I mean? Like a goal is like, I can set something, it's measurable, it's attainable, I can see it, like it's very, we can achieve this in 30 days. My mission is to complete my homework over the weekend. I will do 2 subjects on Friday, 2 subjects on Saturday, 2 subjects on Sunday, and I will achieve it. I will schedule it so I can achieve it. Well, that's a mission. A mission is something you can measure very easily, where a vision is different because I can see how I want the world to look like, but I have no idea how long it's going to take to get there. So whenever you have a strong vision, you all of a sudden, whenever you take that journey, your journey is very purposeful. So I hope that makes sense to you. And the next thing that I want to talk about is how you can be the underdog and become the best in the world in anything. So this is super, super cool. What you just did, what I just talked about in the finding purpose in the first section, was now we're in the second section, is you did a lot of groundwork already. You changed your beliefs, you established a vision, you established a why, you have a purposeful journey going forward. You established so much meaning and emotion to the vision that you want to create for yourself that you have so much groundwork that it's so easy to walk on now. You have everything in order. So to be the best in the world in something is actually not as hard as people think it is. Let me tell you something. The person who gives the most value, the person who is always willing to grow, and not only grow, but the person is willing to grow and continuously progress in life. The more you grow and the more you progress, the happier you will be. Whenever you stop growing, you start dying. So always learn something new, always take on new challenges, always explore different things. Always keep life exciting for yourself. So whenever, you hit a point where you feel like you can give back to others, because whenever you get on top of a mountain, you made it to the top of the mountain, it is not your responsibility to beat your chest and celebrate. Your responsibility is to help that next person come on the mountain. You have a moral obligation to do that. You have a moral obligation to share your path of how you got to where you go. Don't beat your chest. Always help the next person. The more value you give to everybody, you can change their world. If you create a vehicle of change for somebody else, say, hey, listen, I did this, I transformed in this way. Here's my vehicle, here's my, future-based cause. Here's how I did it, here's the path I took. It's all cleared for you. They will think you're the best in the world because you helped them do something. You helped them achieve something and transform. You have to do both. Because here's the thing. Listen to me very carefully. Success without fulfillment is the ultimate failure. So whenever you establish goals and you don't have meaning and emotion tied to it, and you're just achieving to achieve. You know what I mean? If you're just achieving to achieve without no personal transformation, that is success. Success without fulfillment is the ultimate failure. You're just achieving a lot, but there's nothing personal changing in yourself. You need both to live a fulfilling life. You need both. You want to both achieve, but you also need to transform. That's why it's so important to tie emotion and meaning to your vision. So you have both. So you transform and you achieve something. And then you give value to others. You give more value than anybody else in the world. The more value you give, the more worlds you're going to change. And remember, you may not change the whole world at one time. But if you can change one person's world, that's the key. You may not change everybody in the world immediately. But you can always change one person's world every single day. So remember that. So let me talk about the final section of dark days. So to overcome dark days. Now listen, if you did everything I just said, establish a good vision with a good why, and then take that purposeful journey towards that vision, your journey now has purpose because you know you're going to achieve something and you're going to transform in some way. Will there be obstacles? Absolutely. There's obstacles with everything. But your vision is so tight and so meaningful that it won't matter. The dark days won't matter that much. Will you have dark days? Yes, I have dark days to this day. But the secret is, the big secret to all of this, is to have a vision so meaningful and so emotional that the dark days become irrelevant. That's how you get through obstacles. That's how you get through the dark days. That's how you become unstoppable. That's just it. And always remember this. Trade your expectations for appreciation. Appreciate every day you have. Appreciate every moment you have. Every moment you should give value to somebody else. Every single time. If you appreciate life for what it is, if you appreciate, every morning I wake up and I think of 2 to 3 things that I'm grateful for. That keeps me grounded. I'm grateful that I get to eat every day. I'm grateful that my family loves me very much. I'm grateful for all my friends that support me through all my challenges. That doesn't let me fall down into dark days. Will you have dark days? Yes. But make sure your vision's strong enough and the dark days will become nothing. Crush that monster when it's small. Whenever you feel that fear coming up inside you, that bubbling up inside you, all that negative self-talk and all that self-doubt and all those people talking bad about you, it becomes really irrelevant because you know you have a vision of how you want the world to look like. You have a vision for yourself of how you want to be in the future. And that's how you set yourself up for success. So, my origin story, my teacher origin story. So whenever I became a teacher in my state, in the United States, it is very hard to get a teaching job. I felt very inadequate. I felt inferior. I just felt insecure, like my friends were achieving whenever I wasn't, and it made me feel really bad. I felt embarrassed. I felt very just like I just couldn't get my life started. And more deeper than that, I couldn't provide for myself. You know, I had a college degree that I couldn't even do anything with. And it took me so long to get a teaching degree. Till one day I was so frustrated. I just failed so epically in this teacher interview that I said, enough is enough. I'm done. I'm going to set out on a journey right now. I'm going to talk to every teacher I know. Whenever I would substitute teach, I would go in for a teacher and cover their class for a day. I would network in the schools. And I would ask all the teachers, because here's the thing. Here's something to remember. One of the keys to success, if you want to achieve something, find somebody that already has what you want and model them. No one ever said, you know how they say learn from mistakes? Nobody ever said they had to be your mistakes. Understand? That makes sense? So, you know how they say learn from mistakes? No one ever said they had to be your mistakes. So I learned from other teachers' mistakes. They had what I had. They had what I wanted. They had the teaching job. They had the life. They were able to start their life. What did they do that I wasn't doing? And I found out a lot of different, I talked to hundreds of teachers. And then whenever I went into my last interview, I went in with my biggest A game that I've ever had. And guess what happened? I got a call about a week later offering me the position, followed by an email stating all the facts that I needed to know on my next steps to complete any paperwork that I needed to for that position. And not only that, I got the achievement, but my transformation was throughout all that journey that I took, that purposeful journey, I became a better teacher. Because whenever I started asking all these teachers what the secrets are to get a job, I was able to become a better teacher in the process. So I transformed. And not only that, but I learned how to handle anxiety because I felt prepared. Because I learned, I didn't even know I was learning it, but I was learning how to have an unstoppable mindset. I was learning how to both achieve. I had a vision for myself. I wanted a teaching position, and I also wanted to become a better person. I overcame all my anxieties. I overcame all my inferiorities. I overcame all that, and I know you can too. Now remember, so let's kind of recap a little bit. When you have a strong vision, a strong why, whenever you see the world the way you want to see it, you want to make the world the way you want to see it. Tie both meaning and emotion to that vision. So whenever you accomplish that vision, you can both achieve it and transform, because success without fulfillment is the ultimate failure. You don't want to do that. And then we learned about changing your focus and being grateful. What do all these things have in common? It's an unshakable and unstoppable mindset. If I can do it, I know that anybody can do it. That is everything I learned, how to have an unstoppable and unshakable mindset. Please start implementing things that I talked about, and I guarantee you, you will live life on your terms. You will have the life that you dreamed of. You will be able to achieve and transform in any way that you want to, and you will have an extraordinary life. I wish all of you nothing but the best. I am praying for you during this time. I appreciate all the time that you've given me. Thank you so much for watching my video. My name is Patrick Williams. I'm from the United States, and I want nothing but ultimate and absolute success for every single one of you. Thank you, and take care.